Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Eppy. So today is day 8 of our 2-week challenge. So we only have today and tomorrow left. And then we're going to repeat these for another 2 weeks. But yeah, we are coming to a close on this particular challenge. So let's finish out strong. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday, and welcome to everyone in the chat. We've got lots of you today. Umacorn, Uriel, Sam, Laura, Jennifer, and I have to give props to Laura because if you guys have not seen, she completed 100 of the daily creative challenges and she made a whole post about it. So if you haven't seen it, go check out her whole post about that over on Twitter or wherever it was. So props to you, Laura. But awesome, I'm excited for today. Let's go ahead and hop on over to Behance. As always, this is behance.net/challenge/XD, and we can go ahead and get started. So of course, go ahead and register by clicking this big blue button, and that way each day at 8 a.m. you'll get notified in your Creative Cloud app that there is a new challenge and that you should come on back over here and see what it is. So let's scroll on down. Of course, every day I'm live at 2 p.m. Pacific, so you can hop on back here each day and design right along with me. So these are all of the challenges that we have completed so far last week and this week. Yesterday we worked on 3D transforms, making a Safari-like sort of search engine there. And we'll look at a few of you guys' search engine designs towards the end of this stream. But today, I want you guys to design an appointment scheduler. So design a tool for finding and scheduling COVID vaccination appointments and give your users multiple options using component states. So we're focusing on component states, and if you want to, you can grab the starter file, just hit get started, and it'll download right down there for you. And that will look something like this. So yeah, very fun. I do have a bunch of components over here, but as always, just to preface, I don't give you all of my icons and stuff, but you do get the resource booklet down here. So yeah, go ahead and download that if you want. And of course, you can always go back and rewatch any of these streams here on Behance or on YouTube if you missed anything. So that is a little about Behance. And of course, go ahead and sign up for Discord. This is our amazing community chat for XD if you have not already signed up. So this is Discord. And if you want feedback on your work, you can just post it in this challenge channel over here. And I wanted to show you guys this one, and I'll look at a few more at the end of this stream, but this one has some sound effects. I don't know if you can hear, but it's like a slurping sound effect. I just love looking at all of you guys' designs. Yeah, this is like just so fun. And then at the end, there's a receipt noise. But yeah, I just love this design. Okay, so we'll look at a few of these. Oh, there it is. We'll look at a few more of these towards the end of the stream today. But yeah. So let's hop into our design. So I have a few blank artboards already started. I'm going to do 3 pages. So a home screen, a reservation screen, and a confirmation screen. And like I mentioned, we're focusing on components today. So component states. So this will be very similar to the other day when we did a drop-down menu. It's going to be the same way. So you have to have something selected, and then you come over here and you add a new state for however many states you want. So think press state, default state, hover state, as many as you want for a specific button. And then down here, here's some inspo. So if you want to do something kind of like this with the schedule, you can show different days, visiting hours. So we're trying to let the user just go through this whole flow and make an appointment. But I just love the nice kind of calming teal colors with this one. And same thing here, pretty similar, you know, the days. I'm gonna do something a little bit more like this for the time. So component states for all of those different times. And then down here, so the tip of today, basically, whenever you're dealing with a lot of data, especially in a small amount of space like we're doing on a mobile, it helps to hide a lot of the information and just make it accessible in like some drop-down arrows or, you know, a pop-up or something like that. So that way, all of your data doesn't get kind of lost within everything else, especially since, you know, this is a sort of like doctor sort of app, and there could be a lot of complex sort of info, but we don't want to have all that on here. All right, so on the home page, I am going to start with a big header. So I'll say vaccine sites, and that is white, so we cannot see it. Let's give it a larger and kind of bolder color. So this is E.B. Garamond over here. And yeah, going for big and bold today. And then behind that, I have this really nice, just kind of a swirly, nice little gray swirly, just to give it a little bit more contrast. And then up at the top right, let's add a menu icon. So we'll kind of line that up just with the right side of this gray area, and I will add an icon for some menu or like notifications or, you know, some kind of message or something. And then let's tell the user, like, what are they supposed to do on this page? So let's give some text, just a little bit of a description. We'll say, like, to reserve. Oh, this is in white as well. Let's make this black. Yeah, I think that's good. Maybe this one. Okay, so this font, again, this is Hushka that I'm using. So I'll say to reserve a vaccination. Oh, my key fingers are on the wrong keys. A vaccination appointment. Fill out the details below. And I mean, there could be a lot of details here, but I'm just gonna leave it to 3 main things. So we're gonna do the date. So what date do you want to make your appointment? And yeah, let's make that a little bigger. And then location and time. I'll put time up here. And then, like I mentioned, on this homepage, I just kind of want the vaccine sites, the header, to be the first thing that we see and not kind of get like confused with all of this information that you have to fill out. So let's just let's make these drop downs, and I'll just give it a divider, bring down that opacity just a bit, and this will be just kind of a drop down sort of section for each of these. And I'll just copy and paste that for all 3 of these areas. So date, location, and time, just keeping it super simple on this first page. And then the next thing we'll need is maybe like a next arrow or some kind of CTA, call to action button, that gets us to the next page. So I'll make a button here, remove that border, and I will just make this white. I'll say book appointment. Book appointment. Center that. That's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and group these 2 together. Command G to group. And that's our first page. So we are done with that page. Let's hop into the prototype tab, and we can set this as our home page so that whenever we preview this in prototype preview mode, it will automatically start on this page. So what we want to do here, let's just wire this up. We want to select this CTA button and drag this little arrow over to the next artboard and come on over here into our interactions panel, and our trigger will be tap, and we just want a regular transition. We don't need anything fancy like auto animate or anything here. I guess I'll leave it at dissolve. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so first page done. We're good there. Next page is reservation. So this is where maybe on this page everything kind of swipes up a little, and then we just see all of these kind of expanded. So I'm just going to copy all of those and paste them over here, and we'll just kind of distribute them a little bit more evenly. Like that. And then actually for the arrows, so we want these to look like it's open. So it's kind of like a drop down, and we just need to just put these on the opposite side. Flip them. Bring this down, bring this one down, and I'll delete that. I could have just used repeat grid for that, but oh well. Yes. What's everyone talking about in the chat? Yeah, everyone's mentioning the 100 challenges that Laura did. Super congrats to you. That is just like a lot of dedication. Amazing work. Yeah. All right, so let's continue on here. Maybe we need a back arrow in case the user wants to go back to the home page for any reason. And let's line it up with these two icons. We can just keep those. Maybe get rid of that one for here. And then here we'll just give a little title, kind of similar to this big title up here, but just a little shrunken down. So we'll say reserve or like appointment, something like that. And we'll make this about 36 and just center that right there. That way, I want to use this serif font kind of sparingly because sometimes it like draws a lot of attention since it's bold and blue and everything. So just want to keep that branding though throughout the rest of the design. So below this, now this is where we can start kind of getting into our component states. And for this, I want to make this text pretty small. And here's where I'm going to do like kind of horizontal all of the days. And then we'll kind of follow the similar sort of style for time as well. So I will make individual days for each of the days of the week. And I'm not really worrying about the spacing because I'm just going to automatically do that in the align panel up here afterwards. So just copying and pasting. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to select all of these and just come over here and distribute horizontally. So now they're all spaced evenly. And I'll copy and paste this, and then we can do the same for the numbers. So I'll just say it starts on the 15th and goes up to the 21st. Cool, maybe move that over a bit. And these we can bring down a little bit because we want to look at the numbers first. That looks good. And actually, I want these to be rounded. It's a little nicer. Okay, so let's say we have like Friday selected. So what I want to do here is just add some sort of selection box. So this can be blue. I'll send this to the back. And here, actually first, let's go ahead and make this whole thing a component. So come over here to our components panel and press this little plus icon. And you'll see now it says main, and we also have the little diamond up at the top left that becomes filled in green. And so that way we know if we ever, copy and paste this anywhere else, the rest of these will be an instance. And if I ever update this main component, so if I change this color to like purple or something for whatever reason, that would update the rest of our instances. So this one also updated as well. But I do not want that, so I'm gonna just go back. Okay, so we've got our default state, which is just where nothing is selected, but maybe we want Friday selected. And so what I would do there is make sure you're on whatever state you want, and then double click in, and we can paste this little background and just send it backwards a bit. And kind of center it there so it looks like this one is selected. And we'll change this text to white. And there we go. So we've got our default state, which is the first one, nothing selected. and we've got Friday. Maybe we'd want another one. This could be like Tuesday. We could just drag this over for Tuesday and make sure it's all the way back. And let's change again. We can change this text to white. And then this, we would want to change to black. Cool. Okay, so Friday, Tuesday, default. And in order to kind of tap around in there, so if we would go ahead and preview this, we wouldn't be able to, like if we're clicking, nothing really happens. So first we need to go over into the prototype tab and we need to wire this up. So select the whole thing, and from default state, we can add a tap trigger right here. The action, just a normal transition for things like this. We don't need anything fancy. And the destination, we can say Friday. Same thing for Tuesday. So go over to the Friday, or wait, hold on. Default state, yeah, we can select Friday. And then from Friday, we want to select Tuesday. So under the destination, and you'll notice here you've got a few different lines here, and that's just kind of delineating between our states within this component itself, and then artboards. So the ones on the very bottom, these are all artboard names. So we'll say Tuesday, and then maybe from Tuesday we want to go back to just the default state. So all these have the same trigger, just tap. Cool, so let's preview. Usually I'll do a few artboards, wire it up, preview, and then continue on. So let's preview this. We've got our home page with all of our drop downs, and same thing, these drop downs could be component states as well. And maybe you want to kind of have this whole thing kind of swipe up. That could be an auto animate. So let's go ahead and book appointment. We've got normal transition there, and we can tap to default, Friday, Tuesday, maybe turn that off again. And there we go. So there is our first little component state. Let's go ahead and hop back into the design tab, and we can do the same sort of thing, but for time now. So for this area, actually let's first do location, because this one's going to be super easy. So I want to find, I've got this map, and the thing with the colors, I find someone was asking me about colors and how I pick them recently. And so like for instance, this map I just got from snazzymaps.com, took a little screenshot. You can customize the colors and stuff, but if it's still not the color exactly that you want, what I do, like for instance, here it still had like the blues and the greens and stuff. What I do is I have another color on top of that, and then I just make that like this same gray. So, and then like the little dots here, whichever location you select, I would make that this same blue color. So usually I'll use that main color kind of sparingly, and then I'll keep the grays and the blacks and the kind of like background colors consistent throughout. So I usually only choose like one or two main colors and then use the other kind of sub colors throughout pretty frequently. So that's kind of how I choose my colors. All right, so let's get back into time, and we can add some default or component states here as well. So here, let's copy this text, and here we can say this is like 8:30 a.m. and just kind of center those there. I'll bring AM down a bit in transparency because we want to first look at 8:30. And then this, I'll give it a border, that same kind of gray color border, and I'll raise this to 2 so we can see it a little better. Perfect. Okay, so I can group this. And the nice thing about components is that actually you can kind of nest them if you want. So for instance, here, maybe I want to make a ton of these, so like 8:30, 9, 10, whatever. So I could come over here and first make this a component, Actually, let's go ahead and just copy and paste a few of these. Maybe we have 5 of these, 5 times. And I'll move this up just a touch, and this we could move up too. Okay, so for each of these, you can make each of these components with their own state. So we could do a hover state, we could do an off state, which it's off right now, nothing's selected, and we could do an on state. So for instance, hover state, let's come in here and we could change this to a blue, maybe remove the border and just bring that fill down a bit. And then when we come over here and preview, if we hover over this, you'll see it kind of turns a little blue. And the nice thing about hover states is it's already wired up, so you don't have to go into prototype mode for that specific state because it already knows what happens on hover. All right, so we could also do the on state for this one. So let's go in here, change that background color to a full blue, and the text will change to white. So we've got 3 states. Default is just the same as off. So we've got hover, we've got off, and we've got on. So what you could do is actually nest these states. So we've got each of these. So like this one has 3 states, this one could have 3 states, this one, all of these could have 3 states. And you could group these, Command G to group, and then you could actually come over here to components and make this whole thing a component as well. So in here, we could say maybe 8:30 is on, and maybe we could have 9 o'clock on, and maybe I'd change this one to 9 o'clock a.m. This one could be 10 o'clock, and you would just do this the same exact way as I did these up here. This one could be 11, whoops. I didn't space these out very well. And this could be 1 o'clock p.m. maybe. Whoops, don't want that to be capitalized. Cool. So here we have our main component where 8:30 is on, 9 is on. So this one, we would double click in here, turn this one to off, turn 9 to on, but we would need to make some states for 9 o'clock as well. So you could go in there and do all of that, but just for the sake of time, I already have one kind of pre-made so we can see all of them at once. So this, let's go ahead and preview this. So here we've got a bunch of different states, and you can switch in between 8 and 8:30. I only wired these 2 up, but you could do the same for all of these. So again, you could try nesting these. So over here we've got default state, 1 state, 2 state, and then you can double click in to each of those boxes. And then we've got on and off for this one. And then same with this. If we click on the whole main group again and you double click in here, this one also has on and off. So yeah, fun little trick there. So try out nesting a few states. And this was the final design. So we've got our date, time, location, book appointment. We can choose some different options up here. We can choose between these 2, scroll on down. Maybe you've got a little map down here. And then if you book your appointment, you get your ticket. Get your little QR code or barcode or whatever that they scan when you get there. So that is our final design. Let's go ahead and Command S to save. And as always, if you want to export this as an MOV file, just come over here to your little play button. And if you hit record, you can start tapping around and you'll get this little circle. And it will save as an MOV file if you click this again. So that is how you can upload to Behance if you'd like to share it as an MOV file. So now let's go ahead and look at some of you guys' designs from previous days. And so I'm just searching on Behance. This is XD Daily Challenge. So if you are sharing there, make sure you add that keyword over in settings. And I've got a few pulled up. So this was the coffee brewing scheduling app by Paula. I love this background. That is so beautiful. Very cool. Very coffee-y. Like with the crema and stuff. All right, let's take a look at this prototype. Wow, this is beautiful. That would be such a nice start to my day. What kind of coffee do you want today? This is so fun. So this one we did the slider and drag trigger. Whipped cream, whiskey. Ooh, this is amazing. And you even got a little drop down there. I love this. This is so cute. Ready? Wow. Whipped cream, espresso. This is so fun. I love this one. Oh my gosh, you really built this whole thing out. Amazing. Wow, I would totally use this app myself. Wow, good job. That is so awesome. All right, guys, that is about all the time that we have left for today. So I'll see you guys over on Discord. So be sure to put your designs over there if you'd like some feedback. And don't go anywhere because in about 5 minutes, we've got another stream. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. Have a great day. Bye.